We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. Cape Town will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024 in the beautiful mother city of Cape Town. We're here at Hartley Vale Astro 1. Before us today, we have Argentina versus Australia in the men's over 40 category. It's bound to be an excellent game. Just having a look at the team sheets here, we see that Argentina has a relatively inexperienced team, with a few players having about 7 caps. But let's have a listen to the national anthems first. As we were saying, the Argentinian team, relatively little experience among the players. Whereas if we look at the Argentinian team, many players, most of them having over 4 caps, some of them managing to clock 11, 6, 8, just to name a few. So it would be interesting to see whether or not the Argentinian men can bring some fresh legs to the game, or whether or not Argentina's experience is able to carry them through this. It's either way, it's bound to be an incredible fixture. The weather here in Cape Town is brisk, a little bit of a breeze, but nonetheless in the sun it's going to be baking on the pitch. Bound to be an excellent fixture.
We can use the hooker. You reckon he's the hooker?
Looks like the Australian men are looking to get us started here with pushback. And away we go with the first chukker, Argentina versus Australia, here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. Australia looking to kick us off with the first 25 entry of the game. Trying maybe to bring it up this left-hand side. Deflected by the Argentinian player. It's an Australia sideline ball. Australia trying to be very calculated in their approach to this. Australia in the corner, ball in the D, deflected by an Argentinian defender. And it's an Australia long corner now. Australia look to play it quite quickly. Brought across the field, down the line, into the corner. Australia look to scan into the D. Managed very well by the Argentinian defense. A hit straight up the field, looking to find one of the Argentinian attackers. Up on top, unfortunately, not managing to find any. It's an Australia sideline ball now. Australia managing to open the space quite well. Unfortunately, bit of a miscommunication. Australia looking to string a few passes using the space that they've got. Some brilliant pressure being applied by Australia there. Unfortunately, the Argentinian sideline ball hit out again, and it's Australian sideline ball now. Overhead looking to get into space, unfortunately picked up by an Argentinian defender. Australia managed to maintain that pressure, lying for that double turnover. Ball inside the 25. Australia looking to slow it down. Australia managing to handle the pressure of this Argentinian defense quite well. Looking to connect with any available players, bringing it out where necessary. Ball in the D. The Australian attack looking to capitalize on any free ball that they see available. Umpire says Australia long corner. Circle entry by Australia, well managed by the Argentinian defense. Umpire says Argentinian advantage, Argentinian free hit, just outside their 25. Australia inside Argentinian 25. Australia a great deflection into the D by Australia there. Looking to possibly find one of their players inside, unfortunately not managing to do so. Umpire signals for an Argentina advantage. Argentinian free hit, overhead, just outside the D, picked up by an Australian defender who manages that very well. Argentina on the ball now, scanning, looking to find any possibility of getting within that 25 and into the D. Sneaky little foot by the Argentinian defender, giving him some space. Ball into the corner, well picked up by an Australian defender. Australian defender looking to connect with one of his players who just falls short of that pass. An Argentinian overhead, finding a player up the left-hand side. Player enters the 25. Manages to clip the ball a little too high for the umpire's liking. Some changes being made here in this first chukker. Australia looking to keep some fresh legs on the pitch. Some great pass work by the Australian men. 25 entry. Some pressure by the Australian men. Oh. Unfortunately, umpire blows before the advantage. Ball just outside the D. 5 being played, ball played inside the D. Argentina managing that pressure very well. Australia looking to play it quick in those consequential zones. Ball into the D, managing to find an Australian player. Ball played towards the goal. Keeper kicks it up. Australian player looking to play, unfortunately umpire says nope. Australia long corner. Ball just outside the D. Umpire calls short corner. It's an Australian short corner. First short corner of the match. We are still 0-0 here at Hartleyville Astray. Whether or not Australia will decide to bank on a goal and do a drag flick or a straight poke, or decide to go on a variation, is anyone's bet. Still early stages here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. As Argentina sets up, the Australian pusher sets up as well. Umpire says on my whistle. Push out to top D, drag flick, and it just goes wide of the keeper's stick side. The Argentinian men decide to take it quite quickly. Leading to an Argentinian sideline ball. It was an excellent An excellent short corner, unfortunately, just missing the target by less than a meter. Argentina in Australia's 25 now. Umpire calling for Argentinian advantage. Argentinian free hit in the Australia 25. Argentina look to get that ball inside that D now. The Australian defense attempting to apply as much pressure as they can. Unfortunately, umpire says ball needs to be stationary before being played. Argentina again look to play that ball quickly into the D, with the hit unfortunately falling short. Australia play quickly. Australia playing down the left hand side. Unfortunately, the pass just too quick for their high-lying strikers. Argentina looking to slow the ball down with just over 3 minutes to go of this first chukker. Again, the Argentinian men just looking to find some of their players. Unfortunately, umpire shrugs his shoulders, and it's an Australian free hit. Australia looking to change direction now. Up the right-hand side. Australia being given quite a lot of space. A pop over. The Argentinian player managed to enter the 25, ball into the D. Australia just looking to get a stick on it. Unfortunately, well defended by the Argentinian keeper. Australia in the 25 again, ball in the D. Well managed by the Argentinian defender, standing just outside the D. Ball again inside. Australia looking to get a stick on that ball. The Argentinian defense looking to close as many gaps as possible in that D. Argentinian men making some headway. Unfortunately, well recovered by the Australian men. Australian men back in this 25 now. Ball into the D. Attacker just managing to get a stick on it, unfortunately. Well saved by the keeper. Umpire calls Argentinian advantage. Just seconds left of this quarter here at Hartleyville Astro A for the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. Bit of a miss overhead there by the Argentinian men. Australia applying incredible pressure here, looking to capitalize on some of the Argentinian mistakes. Argentina carry on forging their way. Umpire into his pocket, and it's an Australian green card with just seconds left of this first quarter. Argentina are now man up in this game. Argentinian men hands up. Unfortunately, umpire does not see the foot, and it's game on. Australian men trying to make it up that line, unfortunately. Would have been an Argentinian sideline ball, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter here at Hartleyville Astra A for the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024 in beautiful Cape Town. And away we go for quarter two here at the Masters World Cup. Australia kicking us off. Australia currently maintaining their possession. Looking to find some of their forwards. Unfortunately, a turnover with Argentina looking to hit that ball into the Australian 25. Unfortunately, umpire calls the Argentinian foot, leading to the Australian advantage, and Australia free hit. Australia looking to play it up the right hand side. Some great pressure being applied by the Argentinian defense. Australia still one man down after the green card just towards the end of that first checker. Unfortunately, a mistrap by the Australian attack. Argentina looked to make some headway here. Unfortunately, Australia applied just enough pressure for that turnover, managing to find a player inside the 23. We're in the D now. Australia looking for someone on top D. Unfortunately, they managed to recover. Ball in the D, looking for a deflection. Some great work by the Argentinian keeper. Umpire calls for Argentina an advantage. just off the sideline. A turnover by Australia. Australia looking to be very clinical with the approach here. Looking for the space. An overhead by Australia into the 25. Unfortunately not managed very well by the Argentinian defense there. Sideline hit inside the D, down the baseline. Umpire says Australia long corner. Australia bringing it outside of that 25, trying to open up some space. Argentina applying incredible pressure in this zone. Ball comes over into the D. Umpire says Australia long corner. Australia in the D now. Umpire calls for an Australian short corner, their second short corner of this match. Australia looking to come together. Japan puts some goals on the scoreboard. It's currently still 0-0 at Hartleyvale Astro 1 here in Cape Town at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. Argentina set up, Australia pusher. Readies himself for the injection. Ball to the top of D, a slap in, and the Australian men managed to slot it right into that backboard. An incredible goal. As you can see, it's quite packed here at Hartleyvale Astro A. And it's a goal for the Australian over 40 men. Australia creating some excitement in this game, looking to bring some fresh legs onto the pitch. Argentina kick us off with a pushback here at Hartleyvale Astro A. Australia back in Argentina's 25, managed to find a player. Some stick work in the D. Well managed by the Argentinian defense, with a quick sideline ball by Australia, looking to bring it out, open some space in that 25. Australia almost back in that 25, unfortunately not being trapped by the Australian attack. It's an Argentinian long corner. 16, I apologize. Double turnover by Australia. Australia just managing to string a few passes together, looking for the space, getting into space. Well picked up by the Argentinian men. Argentinian men looking to do the same, finding players, opening space. As you can see, the Australian men looking to play quite quickly, taking their sideline balls as soon as they're there. Argentina on the ball. Down the right hand side, unfortunately mistrapping it right on the line. As I said, Australia looking to take these sideline balls quite quickly, yet still manage to slow the game down just enough to play their style of hockey. Ball up, deflected by an Argentinian player. Managed to be picked up by an Australian player in the D. Unfortunately, his deflection just not managing to hit the target, going just over the goal. It's definitely moments like that that show the experience of the Australian men. They are always ready to slot it into the D, even in an unexpected ball. Umpire says good tackle. Australian men on a quest again. Incredible tuck. Australia enter Argentina's D. Umpires confer, and a P stroke has been given. Bit of a high five between players there. The Australian number 7 looks to line up in front of the post. Sure, some words being shared between the Australian flicker and the Argentinian goalie. And it's a goal by Australia. An incredible P flick that was. Australia lead this game 2-0 against the Argentinian over 40 men's here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. Let's watch a replay. Absolutely slotted. Argentina attempting to make a brisk counter-attack, unfortunately turned over by the Australia men. Australia advantage, Australia free hit. Australia back in Argentina's 25. An attempt at ball in D, unfortunately, over the baseline. no strikers being found. Argentina 16. Umpire calls Argentina an advantage. Argentina with an overhead taking them into the Australian 25. Well defended and well managed by the Australian men, who attempt a brisk counter, leading to an Australian advantage at the halfway mark. Australia with the advantage again. Up the right hand side, into the corner, managing to find an Australian attacker. Umpire calls Australian advantage. Ball into the D, looking to find that deflection. Unfortunately deflected by an Argentinian defender, leading to Australian long corner. Australia looking to go up this right hand side. Ball just outside the D. Again, Australia try to play quickly, looking to find as much help as they can get, using each other. Australian advantage again, just outside the D. Australia looking to bring it out. Up to T-point, ball in D. Looking to find a deflection. Unfortunately, the Argentinian men getting in the right position there to hold them back. Argentinian men looking for the counter-attack, with Australia maintaining possession back inside this 25. Ball in the D. Picked up by the Australian attacker. Australia looking for another foot there. Unfortunately, the Argentinian defense managing to lift this foot up. Ball back into the D. Umpire calls Australian short corner. Argentina looking to confer with the umpire, but unfortunately it doesn't look like he is going to change his decision. Australia continue to set up for their short corner. Australia push out to top D. Ooh, a shot at goal. A great save by the keeper, leading to an almost deflection that unfortunately went wide. Australian ball in the D again. The Australian attacker attempting to hit that ball on the target. Umpire says stop time. Ball had left the turf, but it's game on. Australian men managing to stretch the field quite well, using both channels up the left and up the right, often bringing it back to the defenders to bring the ball around. Just under a minute to play here at Hotterville Astro A for the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. Argentina versus Australia. Umpire calls Australian advantage. Attempts to maintain composure amongst the players. Ball in the D, picked up by an Argentinian defender who looks to carry it up himself, looking for some help, manages to find a player. Unfortunately, just too many Australians in that area. Australia shouting for a call, perhaps, from one of the umpires. Unfortunately, umpires say play on. 3 seconds to play. Unfortunately, tick table blows us, and that gets us into the halftime here at Hartleyvale Astro A. Australia versus Argentina for the men's over 40s. The halftime score is 2-0 to Australia. And Argentina kick us off here for the second half of the men's over 40s division here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. It's definitely getting a lot warmer here in Cape Town, despite there being a little bit of a breeze. Standing in the sun, it's quite hot, so I'm sure that the players on the pitch have to maintain their hydration, keep on drinking water, and I'm sure some of the coaches and some of the management staff are going to want to keep fresh legs out there. But so far, it is 2-0 to Australia. Australia kick us off with an early 25 entry here. Unfortunately, Argentina ball now. Argentina looking to hit that ball right down the middle, unfortunately being picked up by the Australian defense. Australia beginning to make some headway here. Australia doing quite well this game, to slow down when necessary, often troughing through the back and making headway like we see there, trying to find players situated in that 25. Looking for players in the corner, for example. Unfortunately, well managed by the Argentinian defense. Argentina managing to string few some passes. Picked up. Bit of an incident here. The Australian captain making a bit of a substitution, I'm sure just to get everything checked out. The Australian management team are on it. And it's an Argentinian free hit now, an overhead across the field, unfortunately just coming short of his player, meaning that the ball went out on the side. And it's Australian sideline ball now. Australia look to take it up this right-hand side, managing to string through passes. Unfortunately, I think Argentina has caught on to their strategy, particularly in this corner. And it's an Australian 16. Australia looking to make their way inside that D. Unfortunately, just going over the baseline. with an Australian long corner now. Australia bring it back outside the 25 with an overhead into the D. Umpire signals for an Argentinian advantage. Argentina take it outside of their 25 and manage to find a player. Is he able to get to the ball? Unfortunately, he comes just short. The ball running just ahead of him, unfortunately. And it's now an Australian 16. Australia looking to kick this counter attack off quite slowly, passing amongst people. Into the center. Australia managed to enter the D. A little bit of footwork. The Australian at top D, unfortunately looking to see if he could find a deflection. Unfortunately, didn't manage. Managed to find one of his players in the right position. The Argentinian men line up for their 16. And overhead, the Australian men shouting quite confidently, "Mine," leading to the umpire calling for his advantage. Great pickup by the Australian attack here. Australia just managing to find the gaps in these Argentinian defense. Umpire calls for an Australian advantage. Looking to go up this left-hand side into the corner. The Australian men down the baseline, looking to hit the ball in. Unfortunately, umpire says ball's a bit high. Argentinian free hit. Australia continued to knock on the Argentinian defense here, not letting them get in any leeway. Unfortunately, bit of a missed overhead there. Australia doing very well to hold the ball, hold the possession, scan before making any brash decisions. Australia pick it up, bring it into the D. Umpire calls for an Australian short corner, first one of this half. The Australian men conferring here at top D with a 2-0 lead. One has to ask whether or not they are going to try something new in the short corner, or whether or not they're going to try and extend that lead as much as they can. Do they go for a straight poke or a straight drag flick, or do they try a variation? We'll see now. Push to top D. Unfortunately, umpire calls for the Argentinian advantage. The Australian player a little bit confused with the call, but the umpire assures him that the call will remain the same. Oh, umpire reaches into his pocket. And it's a green card for the Aussie player. Bad tackle. Argentina definitely looking to capitalize on this one man up. Obviously having a man up gives you a little bit more space. Umpire signaling some confusion. Ball brought back. Ball inside the Australian 25. Ball inside the D. Unfortunately could not find an Argentinian player. Australia make headway. Umpire reaches into his pocket yet again. With a yellow card for the Argentinian player. This is definitely going to be something Australia would want to capitalize on. Yellow card, 5 minutes. That yellow card puts that Argentinian player away from most of this quarter, with just coming on with just a few seconds remaining. But Australia make headway again into Argentina's 25. Australia managing to put it on the Argentinian foot, signaling to the umpire that nope, I am not going to play advantage. Please give us the short corner. Umpire agrees. Short corner awarded to the Australian men. Australian men looking to be very clinical with these short corners. Short corners are a fantastic opportunity at goal. Umpire ready. Injection to top D. Ball in. The Australian men look for that deflection and manage to get it by the skin of their teeth, just missing the goalkeeper's pad. An incredible display of experience by this Australian team. An incredible goal. Australia managed to extend their lead to 3-0. As we watch again, to top D. Pushing in, managing to catch that deflection just past P-spot. An incredible goal. An incredible goal. Aussie men try to get into that D yet again, well managed by the Argentinian defense. Argentina looking to clear that ball as much as possible. Australia managing to put quite a lot of pressure on this one-man down Argentinian side. Australia looking to go up that baseline. Umpire calls for an Australian long corner. Australia on T-point. Looking to go up. No advantage played, umpire says. And he calls for another Australia short corner. Pushed to top D by Australia. Australia looked to slap it in. And a hit in with a deflect. Unfortunately, umpire says no goal. An incredible eye by the umpire there. Managing to keep his head, making the right call. Umpire calls for the Argentinian advantage with the Argentinian free hit on the 16 mark. Argentina unfortunately buckling under the pressure of this Australian defence. Australia managing to capitalise on this turnover. Umpire calls. Umpire says another bad tackle with another yellow card for the Argentinian men. The Argentinian men are now two men down. For sure the Australian men are going to want to capitalize on this as much as they can. Umpire calls for the Argentinian sideline ball. Argentina advantage again with the free hit just inside the Australian half. With just a few seconds remaining of Argentina's first yellow card, Australia is running out of time with a two-man lead here. And Argentina are back to only one man down in this fixture. With just a few seconds left of this third quarter, Australia is looking to make headway and head towards the D. Incredible 25 entry. Australia, 2T point, long baseline, looking to find a deflection up the D, unfortunately well managed by the Argentinian men. Australian men slowing the game down a bit, trying the other channels. Australian men some good pressure by the Argentinian defence there. Umpire calls for an Australian long corner. Unfortunately, Tech Table reminds them that it is chucker over. And that brings us to the end of the third chucker here at Hartleyvale A for the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. The current score at the end of the third chucker is Australia 3, Argentina 0. And it's game on for the final quarter of this match of Australia versus Argentina, the over 40 men's, here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024 in beautiful Cape Town. We're here at Hartleyvale Astro 1 as we look to conclude this game. As we know, it's not over until the final whistle is blown, so we'll definitely see some fight from the Argentinian men. The Australian men back in the D, looking to make headway. Umpire calls for the Australian short corner. Australia prepare for the injection. Ball injected to top D. A flick at goal. Unfortunately, well managed by the Argentinian defense. Australia, long corner. Unfortunately, a bit of an injury there. Ball passed into the D, a bit high. Umpire doing his due diligence just to make sure the players were right. And we'll just wait a few seconds for the medics to come on. An unfortunate end to the game for that player. Wishing him all the best as we carry on this pursuit of Argentina versus Australia. Australia Argentina managed to get that double turnover. Looking to make some headway. Umpire reaches into his pocket, unfortunately. Umpire says bad tackle. And that's a yellow card for the Aussie. Argentina looking to capitalize on this. An attempt at a overhead into the D. Unfortunately, Australia advantage given by the umpire. Australia now attempt to make headway up this left-hand side, finding a player inside of the D. Umpire calls for a P flick. A stroke it is, umpire says. He would listen to only one. This is the second stroke of the game. Taken again, looks like, by number 7 of the Australian men. Argentinian keeper slowly backing up into his post. Stick side again. Exactly the same as the previous one. Some words shared between that flicker and the keeper. Nonetheless, Australia's lead is taken broader. Some incredibly happy fans here at Hartleyvale Stadium in Cape Town saying, "Go Australia." And that takes Australia's lead to a 4-0 against Argentina here at the World Masters Hockey World Cup 2024. It's been an exciting day of hockey so far. Exciting, obviously, if you're winning. Not as exciting if you're losing. But let's watch this P flick again, the stroke. Unfortunately managed to duff the keeper on that one. Keeper going left, and ball ultimately going right. Just under 12 minutes to play here in the final chukker of this game. There's one thing to say about this Argentinian men, is that they don't give up. Taking up every opportunity that's given to them. Constantly looking to enter this 25, looking to enter the D. Unfortunately, nothing capitalized at this point. Australia managing to turn the ball over and enter Argentina's 25 into the D, looking for that deflection. Well managed by the Argentinian defender, who manages to keep the ball away from the player at P spot. Australia in the D again. Australia looking to capitalize on the position that they've been given. Unfortunately, umpire calls for a short corner. No goal as of yet. But the Australian men position themselves for yet another short corner in this game against Argentina. Ready. Ball to the top of D. Straight poke look. Unfortunately, umpire calls for Argentinian advantage, taking a moment just to make sure that he's got the right decision there. Argentina with the ball, entering Australia's half. A stern blow by the umpire on the far side of the field. Australia looking to put some fresh legs onto the pitch. Umpire checking on yet another Argentinian injury. player all fine. Australia with some fresh legs on the pitch now for the last 10 or so minutes of this final quarter. Umpire asks for a bully. Australia takes it. Australia looking to go up the left-hand side. Australia entering the Argentinian 25. Argentina managing to pick that ball up, but unfortunately not managing to maintain that possession. Umpire's call for the Australian long corner. Australia just inside the D. Umpire's call for the Argentinian advantage. It's an Argentinian free hit in the Argentinian 25. Argentina looking to scan and looking to get in the best possible position. An overhead given. Managed to just clip an Argentinian player, unfortunately. Doesn't manage to get it quite under control. Australia up the right hand side again. Good pickup by the Argentinian men. Argentinian men are definitely providing enough pressure in this 25. Argentinian sideline ball with an overhead up the left-hand side. Australia play a quick ball up their right-hand side. An incredible play by Australia looking to get in the D. Umpire trying to maintain the composure amongst the players. An attempt to make a circle entry there by the Argentinian men. Unfortunately, umpire calls a dangerous ball, leading to the Australian advantage with an Australian free hit at the edge of the D. Australia look to play it. Still making a decision. And they've decided to go up the right. Bit of a hard tackle there, as the umpires alluded to. And Australia take it up the left. Some great stick work as they make a circle entry here for Australia, with a well-managed pickup by the Argentinian defense. I think it's very fair to say that despite the scoreline, the Argentinian men have not made it easy for this Australian side. Australia looking to play this ball quite quickly now. Argentinian men still questioning the umpire. Great ball inside. Some slight stick work, placing that ball quite comfortably on the Argentinian player's foot. And it's another Australian short corner. With just over 4 minutes remaining, Australia look to further their lead in this game. Australia men prepare for injection. Ball to top D, picked up. Bit of a slap in. Well managed by the Argentinian men. The Australian men looking to capitalize on every opportunity. You can see that any player, wherever they were, that got the ball, looked to put it into the back of that net, and so it was just constant to the net, saved by the Argentinian men's keeper. Incredible circle entry there by the Australian men. Unfortunately not managing to find a deflector to put that ball in. The Australian crowd here at Hartlepool A alluding to their anticipation of that deflection. Unfortunately they were disappointed. But I guarantee you that the Australian men still have quite a lot of fight in them as we enter the remaining 3 minutes of this game. The Australian men look to make that breakthrough. Unfortunately, umpire calls for the Argentinian advantage. It's Argentina advantage now. Argentina look to get inside that D. Swatted away by the Australian keeper. Umpire calls for Australian advantage. Australia look to take it quite quickly. Scanning, looking for their high-hanging forwards. the remaining minute and a half of this match. Are Argentina able to put something on the scoreboard? Argentina up the left-hand side. Circle entry by Australia. Managed well by the Argentinian defense. Argentina looking to make some headway in this counter-attack in the last minute of this fixture. Australian advantage. Australia look to play it quite quickly. Hands in the air by some of the Australian players, asking for the umpire to make a call. Umpire calls for the Argentinian advantage. Argentina just waiting for one of their players to get up. Argentina looking for some of their high-hanging forwards. Argentina not letting away. Umpire calls for an Argentinian short corner. And that short corner will take us to the end of this game. Are Argentina able to get some points on the board? Umpires just conferring. That is the end of the game, so the decision that comes from this short corner will take us into that final whistle. Unfortunately, umpire blows no short corner, which takes us into the end of that game. Final whistle. And the decision seems final. But the final score of Australia 4, Argentina 0. right, so congratulations on the win, firstly. Can you just take us through maybe some of the preparation that you guys had undergone before heading into this fixture?
Yeah, thank you. We're all over Australia, so we caught up here about 7 days ago in Cape Town. So we did a training camp of about 3 days. So played a couple of practice matches against some local teams. Lucky some of us have played together in previous tournaments, but yeah, sort of hopefully build through the tournament and back end be where we need to be.
Cool. And what do you think is one of the lessons? Obviously, in a winning game, there are always lessons. So what do you think is maybe just one lesson that you guys will take going into the next fixture?
Yeah, we want to be a team brand, so we want to be the best team here that passes the ball, plays a full 16 squad deep. Ball movement's very key to us, finding guys in space, being patient, and taking our chances when we get them.
Cool. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Well done. Cheers.
Ready? Cool, an unfortunate loss for you guys there. What would you say is some of the lessons that you guys would want to take going into this?
We learned all of lessons today, just to be patient, to not go crazy on the game. They were for sure better than us. We came here, to be honest, to lose more than we did, but we keep our heads on the game and play very well. I'm really proud of the guys. I'm really proud of them.
Cool, and then Cape Town so far, have you ever been? How's your experience been in Cape Town?
First time actually crossing the Atlantic, so first time in Africa, and it's beautiful, watch out. And yeah, we're enjoying it. We really enjoy the inauguration. It was crazy, it was chatting with all the countries, it's beautiful fun.
Good luck for the rest of your fixtures, and thank you so much.
Very much.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.